Now, you all might remember the Home Office flights I've covered before, including the one to Jamaica removing people that had broken the law in this country, and serious ones at that. Well, we have an update on one of the passengers of them flights that was taken off at the last minute thanks to the lefty Labour-loving lawyers Priti Patel has complained about often. The person in question, who is not named, was due to be sent packing at the start of the year, having served 6 years in prison for possessing a gun, ammunition and drugs. I would say passing any threshold tests to warrant being kicked to the curb without doubt, but as I said, the lefty lawyers did their best to stop it and succeeded. Well, them doing that and this lowlife remaining here has now cost someone else their life, because within 8 months of these shitweasel lawyers getting him off that plane, he is now being done for murder. I would say you couldn't make it up, but let's be honest, many would have expected this to happen. At this point, it's welcome to England under these incompetent and corrupt politicians. Now, personally, if I was a family member of the guy that was killed, I would be on the warpath right now when it comes to these tosspot lawyers. In that situation, they are almost as responsible as the killer himself because they have facilitated it, but of course, legally, it is not that way. No one could expect them to predict the future, but it was always possible given what he had done previously. Either way, I hope this sits in the minds of these lawyers forever. It is the least they deserve. But the Telegraph picked up on it here, so let's take a look at that. It headlines, Jamaican criminal who successfully fought deportation is charged with murder. Man was due to be deported in February after serving 6-year jail sentence for possessing a gun, ammunition and drugs, as I said. The man was due to be deported in February after serving a 6-year jail sentence for possessing a gun, ammunition and drugs. However, it is understood he claimed his deportation was a breach of his rights and he was removed from a flight to Jamaica. Within 8 months, he was charged with the murder of a young man, attempted murder and the possession of a banned weapon. So in other words, he's claimed that his rights were being breached were so that he could breach the human rights of others by ending their lives, or ending one and nearly killing another. It goes on, the disclosure came as the Home Office on Monday faced demands from the Labour Party in the Commons and from campaigners to halt a deportation flight to Jamaica on Wednesday of up to 50 foreign criminals released from jail. Now, by the sounds of that, Labour want more of these people to stay here so they can possibly kill more people in this country. Are they having a fucking laugh? And these campaigners, like the lawyers, should really be held responsible like the criminal is. But of course they won't be. It is likely to inflame the row over activist lawyers that Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, and Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, claim are thwarting efforts to deport and remove foreign criminals and failed asylum seekers with spurious last-minute appeals, which obviously they do. It's not just them claiming that, it's everyone with half a fucking brain cell. Chris Phillip, the Minister for Immigration Compliance and the courts, told MPs the 50 Jamaican criminals' offences included murder, rape, manslaughter, drug dealing, child sexual abuse, grievous bodily harm and firearms possession. So just the sort that Labour clearly want to vote for them by trying to keep them here. Why am I not surprised by that? Give it a week or two, Labour will claim that this guy who's killed this person and tried to kill someone else was actually an engineer or a STEM scientist or something. Of course, that will only be in their fucking fantasy land. It won't be in the real world where the rest of us live. He said they posed a danger to the public, well no shit Sherlock, having spent a total of 228 years in jail plus one with a life sentence, and that their deportation was vital to protect the public, adding these are serious offences which have a real and lasting impact on the victims and on communities. This guy here is Captain fucking Obvious. The flight is about criminality, not nationality. Common fucking sense this guy is full of. What a complete tit, saying the basic fucking obvious that anyone with half a brain cell knows. Goes to show why he's got the job that he's got, don't it? It says, as Conservative MPs called for activist lawyers to be prevented from stopping flights at the last minute, Mr Phillip revealed that one murderer jailed for life had already successfully mounted a late legal challenge to avoid deportation on Wednesday. It is understood a drug dealer has also appealed against his deportation amid fears within the Home Office that the number to be deported could be substantially reduced by similar late last-minute challenges. Which, let's be honest, is what they always fucking do. This is not up for debate at this point. Give it a couple of hours before the flight is due to take off and the lefty Labour-loving lawyers will be all over it like a fly around shit. Mr Phillips said, we do find that there are last-minute claims made often immediately before removal or deportation, often 24 hours in advance, even though there has been plenty of opportunity previously, apparently with the expressed intention of frustrating the process. Yeah, because the Labour lefty-loving lawyers tell them that is what they need to do. These motherfuckers didn't pull that information out of their arse, let's be honest. Goes on, there is also an opportunity for people to raise repeated claims in sequence, sometimes over a period of many years, in a manner that would appear to me to be potentially vexatious. That is something I think the government does need to act to sort out, and we do intend to legislate next year to close precisely these problematic areas. Yeah, but you've signed up to the Global Compact on Migration, so you're just gonna fucking let them in now. I know most won't be criminals, but surely letting even a couple in is too much of a risk to take at this point, and let's be honest, there's fucking far too many people here as it is. The deportation flight has already drawn criticism from 82 black public figures, including models, actresses, and businesswoman Naomi Campbell, historian David Sumfucker, and actors Naomi Harris and Fandry Newton. So in other words, criticism has come from 82 race-baiting fuckpigs that no one gives a shit about. It says they have written to airlines urging them not to carry the Jamaicans the Home Office wants to deport. So all of these fucking people here want to keep these criminals in this country so they can possibly kill someone else like one of them's already done, which is why we're talking about it now. This is fucking incredible. Naomi Campbell and the rest of these tosspots, you're a bunch of scummy fuckers, and I hope the families one day catch you in the street and call you out for it. These people have committed crimes, there are victims, these cunts being deported are not victims, you fucking idiots. But it goes on. A similar flight to Jamaica earlier this year to deport 50 criminals, including a killer, 2 rapists, and 7 violent criminals, was halted at the 11th hour following an emergency ruling by the Court of Appeal. Following an emergency ruling by the cunt of appeal, you mean. Holly Lynch, the Shadow Minister of State for Immigration, said the Labour Party had no faith that the government had done its due diligence on the people it was seeking to deport to ensure it was justified, lawful, and not a further chapter in the Windrush scandal. No, it's got fuck all to do with Windrush, you stupid cunt. And not done its due diligence, I would say the people that are stopping these flights from going out have not done their due diligence because one of them has now killed someone, you fucking idiot. Trust the Shadow Minister to say that when they come from the fucking Labour Party. It's just incredible. She goes on though, of course we recognise that those who engage in violent and criminal acts must face justice, but we also hear that at least one person on that flight has a Windrush generation grandfather, she said. I am sorry, no one gives a fuck about that. They have broken the law. Deportation is the law if they have done that, so see you later motherfucker is what it should be. This sort of shit here, guys, really pisses me off. I don't know if you can fucking tell. But at the end of the day, we've got Labour and lefty-loving lawyers sitting there trying to defend these scumbags that are killing people in this country. How the fuck can they even do it? Oh yeah, I know, they're a bunch of left-wing shitweasels. This is what they do.
There is a pattern consistent throughout history of oppressed people turning on the oppressors, slaves against their owners, the peasantry against the feudal barons, colonies, Mr. Verhofstadt, against their empires, and that is why Britain is leaving. And it doesn't matter which language you use, we are going and we are glad to be going. We're off.